you trying to eat. Got passive income, got that money flowing in my sleep. Young and please, got 30,000 on my wrist, 10 on my fist. That 18 around my neck, make I can show respect. You looking at a God exhorting no fear. About 5 in each ear, that's what you wanna hear. VA.
I mean, it is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be at all times, my G's, at all times. But I got a lot of people in my DM saying, Big G and BTV, what's your perspective on everything that's going on with Max B? I mean, what's your thought process on everything that's taking place with Max B? And I gotta say, it is absolutely nasty work, my G's. Now, first and foremost, welcome home to Max B. You feel what I'm saying? We all know he did 17 years in prison and finally made it home from behind them walls. Finally made it home to his family, to his children, to a lot of people that love him, show a lot of respect to Max B. So first and foremost, before anything, I want to say, welcome home to Max B.
That was
Our fucking brothers is back together.
Yeah, they finally did it. They finally did it. They finally did it.
Good. Let's go get that sandwich.
They finally did it. We going to Morocco. We going to Morocco. We going straight from Paradise. We going straight to Paradise and Giza. I love my nigga. Yes, sir. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Y'all niggas ain't believe that way. Y'all niggas ain't believe. Fuck wrong with these niggas, B. You niggas ain't believe. Niggas fuck wrong with
It's always a beautiful situation seeing a man come home after doing time in prison, being embraced by his family, his children, and his friends. But you already know how we do here at Grown Man Business TV, right? We gonna address the elephant in the room. And yeah, it's a big elephant in the room. Now, word on the street is Max B did bad. You know what I mean? For Max B to come home 59 years early on a 75-year prison sentence. He came home early. Word on the street is Max B did bad. Now, one thing for sure and two things for certain, you already know here at Grown Man Business TV, right? I kept the receipts. I absolutely kept the receipts. I don't go nowhere without the receipts. And the reason why I'm speaking on this is because it's a yin and a yang to the street life. You got these dudes, these jailhouse inmates that come home and get praised for the things that they did in the streets. They get praised for making it out of prison. And they don't want to talk about the other side. They don't want to talk about them interrogation rooms. They don't want to talk about them conversations they had with them people, with them federales and all that. So Max B is home and everybody is saying the wave is free. But what is the wave? Is it still the same wave? I mean, I don't know, but we're going to talk about this. We're gonna have to talk about this. You know, you come to the crib, you're Max Bigavelli, but I don't know, because word on the street, word in the prisons is that Max B did bad. Now, before we get into this first receipt, I want to say everybody is watching. New York City, everybody is watching. The world has always been watching New York City. But you don't think that they are paying attention on how y'all pick and choose y'all rats? How y'all pick and choose who's a confidential informant and who's not? Who's a snitch and who's not? Is what it is and it'll be what it's going to be, but the world is watching. So I suggest that y'all take this and y'all run with it. You know what I mean? Nasty work was taking place. But, you know, before we go any further, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this receipt. Because it get deep, it get wicked, and it's always deep in the rap. So you already know how we giving it up, man. We going to tap in and we going to tap back out. All right?
Make sure we clarify things. First and foremost, for those that don't know, it's your boy, Pooh Sims from Harlem. Mm-hmm. I'm Max B codefendant. I'm locked up out here in Jersey for this case that me, him, and Gina Conway all got locked up for. During this time that we got locked up back in 2006, Max was signed to Jim Jones, Bird Gang, Dipset. Caught this case. The police came to talk to Max. And Max B ended up cooperating with the police and assisting them. We're helping them locate Gina Conway. Oh shit! Oh shit! So that's what I put out there, and I put that back out. Like I said, we got locked up in 2006. I didn't get my discovery to the end of 2007, and that's when I put it out. I put it out in 2008. Put the paperwork out.
So for the people who don't know, what is a discovery?
Now, discovery entails when you get locked up, discovery is everything that the state has as evidence that they will be presenting, or maybe not even presenting. It's just all the evidence that the state has in their possession. And the discovery has to get turned over to the defense in order for the defense to prepare a proper defense. So part of this discovery that was turned over to me was this interview report that Max B had met with the police and agreed to cooperate in the system. We're helping them locate Gina Conway. Long story short, as I just stated, police came, questioned Max B in reference to locating Gina Conway. When they did that, he told me he would assist them and letting them know what Gina Conway was. They eventually ended up locating Gina Conway and arresting her. When they arrested her and locked her up, she was told that she would go home and that she didn't have to worry about anything. They let her know that she was found due to Max B assisting them and helping them locate her. So they told her, let us know what we need to know, and we'll let you go home. And Gina Conway implicated me and Max B in this situation. That's how I got locked up.
Nasty work, my G's. Absolutely nasty work. Now, you heard that man. You heard that man. That is Max B's co-defendant. You feel what I'm saying? And he's speaking out from the prison. He's speaking out from the cell, saying that Max B talked to the police. He told the police that young lady's whereabouts, her location, her name, X, Y, and Z. Whatever information they wanted to know, Max B was back and forth on the telephone with the police. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. The police found that young lady, and she told on everybody. You feel what I'm saying? So why am I talking about this? Why am I giving y'all game on this? Because if you leave it up to these New York dudes, if you leave it up to these jailhouse dudes, they're going to pick and choose who's a rat and who's not, who's a snitch and who's not. And what that does is it confuses the youngsters. The young boys think that they can move this way and they can move that way, and then they could tell, and then they could still get love from the streets. And that ain't how it work, my G. You either gonna stand up and do your street thing, or you gonna take your ass to work, start a business, be a tax-paying citizen. But when you try to play the middle, this is how it always is gonna pan out. You understand? Anytime you talk to a police officer, anytime you confirm some information for the police, you are now a rat. Like it or love it. It don't matter. I don't got no dog in this fight. I'm not calling Max B a rat. His co-defendant is calling him a rat. The paperwork is calling him a rat. Okay? So again, it's welcome home to Max B. But we got to keep this thing all the way funky. You know what I mean? Y'all got to play fair on both sides of the fence. On both sides of the fence. Absolutely nasty work, man. At the fact that this man got off 59 years early. When you ever heard of that? You get 59 years knocked off and you ain't tell nothing, you ain't said nothing, and you ain't did nothing. You get 59 years knocked off your sentence, right? And you ain't get a pardon by Donald Trump. You was ratting, you was talking, you did what you did. All right? Now, if y'all want to ride the wave, ride the wave. Yeah, it's free to wave until the wave is free. Well, guess what? The wave is free. The wave is free. He's home with his children. He's home with his family. He's home with French Montana. Let's do music. Let's make money. I ain't got nothing against that. But let's not get on these tracks and act like you's a stand-up street nigga. Let's leave that in the past. Let's show growth. Let's show the youngsters that you have went to prison for 17 years. You got out and you have grown into a man. If not, then we need to talk about the elephant in the room. We need to talk about that co-defendant that got 100 years and he ain't getting no time knocked off. Yeah, he ain't coming home early. We need to have that conversation. This is what grown men do. This is grown man business. Absolutely nasty work, my G. We really gotta set an example for the youth, for the next generation. No more lies, no more false propaganda, no more false narratives, no more made up hype. No more. The street life is over. The gang life, that shit is dead. You start out Max B and you come home a rat. Absolutely nasty work, and that's where I'm talking about this. Again, I got a lot of people in the DM. Yo, GMB TV, what's your perspective on this? What's your thought process on this? The reason they want me to talk about this is because I ain't gonna hop out there riding waves and all that. I'ma ask the real questions. I'ma have the real conversations, the tough conversations. I'm absolutely ecstatic. I'm happy that Max B is home, because a grown man can now step back into his household. He can lead his son. He got a son out here. He got a daughter out here. He got a family out here. He can now provide. He can now be that grown man that been missing for 17 years. But we not going to act like your co-defendant didn't say what he said. We not going to act like the receipts ain't the receipts. And I want to say this. You know, I said what I said about Sue Surf. You know what I'm saying? I'm standing on that. I'm standing on that. The whole backlash that I got about Sue Surf is that nobody from the prisons said that Sue Surf was a rat. His co-defendants didn't say that Sue Surf was a rat, even though the paperwork is nasty when it comes to Sue Surf. Well, in Max B's situation, we got people from the prison saying he's a rat. We got his co-defendant saying he's a rat. We got the paperwork. Now, what y'all gonna say about that? You know what I'm saying? What's the issue now? What's the problem now? Everything y'all said that wasn't there for Sue Surf is there for Max B. But guess what? Everybody's saying free the wave. Max B is free. Welcome home to Max B. Everybody want to ride the wave now. So this is what make my platform powerful. I'm going to talk about the higher-ups and the elites, and I'm going to talk about the foul ways of the gang culture, the foul ways and how we've been lied to in our community with this gang culture, with this thug life. You dudes are not the Italian mafia. Y'all don't do the rats what's supposed to be done to rats. Y'all embrace rats. Y'all love rats. Y'all do content with rats. All right? Big salute to the chat. Big salute to everybody that's tapped in. Max B is home. Free the wave until the wave is free. Well, guess what? The wave is free. Now we need to talk about the elephant in the room. All right? All right? Make sure you take that into consideration when doing this music, Max B. Make sure you think about that before you get on these rap tracks and you get to talking about what you was doing in prison and yeah, gangster this and bigger belly that. Let's not forget that you got a co-defendant that got paperwork showing your interactions with the police. Yeah. Yeah, what Jay-Z say? Made men ain't supposed to make statements. Well, Max B, the paperwork saying you made a statement. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Big salute to everybody in the chat. Make sure you get in the comment section. Make sure you like, subscribe, share the videos. All right? It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. But this is grown man business. You can tap in and you can tap out. But you know my slogan. You know what I suggest. And I suggest you tap in. Gang.
GMB TV. Yeah, come on, follow me. Let's go. Let's see what we got. Listen closely if you trying to eat. Get passive income, got that money flowing in my sleep. Young and please, got 30,000 on my wrist, 10 on my fist, that 18 around my neck, make I can show respect. You looking at a God exhorting no fear, about 5 in each ear, that's what you wanna hear. VA.
what I told you, right?
Yeah.
What I say?
It's grown man business.
It's grown man business.
Yo, grown man business.
Then shout out to Grown Man Business TV, man. I had one of your clips, brother. Shout out to Grown Man Business TV. I see you in the building, my brother. Shout out to him. Good work over there, man.
I like Grown Man Business, man. He probably one of my favorite YouTube people, man. Grown Man Business TV is probably one of my favorite YouTube that I just watch.
Make sure y'all subscribe to Grown Man Business. That's right. Everything Gleeko, everything gleeked out.